Just a Girl. Hello, guys.
Hi.
Welcome back.
Welcome to Literally Just a Girl.
I know. You know, I've been saying that a lot more recently, just like randomly.
Literally Just a Girl?
Yeah, I'm literally just a girl.
I know.
Just a girl. Like, I saw some girl who was like, she's like, I'm literally just a girl, Mom. And she was expected to pay taxes. And she's like, how am I supposed to pay? Like, she works like she's a student in high school. Yeah. She's like a part-time job at like a Foot Locker.
And she owes.
Yeah, she owes. And she's like, what the fuck, Mom?
Just a girl.
Like, I'm literally just a girl.
Yeah,
and the mom was just like, I don't know what solution her mom gave her. And her mom, she's just like looking at her mom like, you're crazy. What do you mean I need to pay the government this much money? But yeah, girl.
Yeah,
literally
tax
just a girl.
season's so fun. It's so fun
to be adult. Your taxes?
Yeah, girl, they were due. They were already long due. Yes, I'm very much like, I usually do my taxes on Valentine's Day. Like, since I was 18 and started filing my own taxes, I would always schedule it like on Valentine's Day because it's empty and you go in there and just knock it out. And yeah, this year on our honeymoon though, because like Blake still had some stuff, like stock stuff that he needed to like wait. He had to wait a little bit for paperwork to come back in to file them. So we had to wait a little bit this time, but it stresses me out. It's something I just want to get done and make sure it's done. I'm not one to delay that or procrastinate because it's like, I'm so terrified to get in trouble with the IRS or like, you know, I just like, that's like my worst fear.
Girl, I mean, we have our bookkeeper and our accountant who does all that stuff. I even like don't even go to my meetings because I'm like, I can't like,
see how much you spent.
Like, I just don't like to stress about it. Like, I'm just like, here's all the information. You have full access to my bank account. Do what you got to do. Like, just do what you got to do. Don't tell me or anything. So I think they usually have to file an extension just because with our business and personal it's so much. And now it's like not just Jazzy Fit LLC, and then Jasmine Personal. It's also Moss now too. So they have all these three entities tied in one. But I'm like, they handle it. So I do remember I went to this right before getting our home. We were going to this lady, and let me tell you, she was ghetto, but she was good. She was like in the ghetto part of Houston too.
Yeah.
The first time we went to her office, she had her gun right on her desk. Yeah.
Okay.
So she apparently did a lot of the taxes for strippers and prostitutes. She was telling me. She's telling us, me and Chris. She was really good. She's the one that honestly I feel like when I first learned about taxes and I first not learned because, you know, you file taxes when you're younger, but like when you had a business, we had a guy and he was so nice, but he was so like on the book. Yeah. Nothing could be write off, nothing. And then we switched over to her. She was great. She was like, especially with social media, you can write off a lot of things. Like if you buy a purse and you take a photo with that purse, it's a write off. Like there's like so many things like that you could write off. And I was like, oh, that's great. Because like all my living, I can practically write off, right? So, and I'm like, I'm not expecting that. We don't get nothing back, right? Please let me not owe as much, right? Like, that's always the goal. But she was good. But then, probably when we were getting our house, dude, she went MIA. We don't know if she died. We don't know if she's in jail. We don't know what happened to her. We're fine, though, because we switched over 2 years ago to another account, and we've been fine. But who knows what happened.
You sure you've been checking the mail?
Girl, I've been checking the mail, girl. I've been checking the mail.
They're going to come knocking.
Shut up. Don't even put that on me, you crazy girl. Don't put that on me. No. That was in 2022, girl. We should be fine.
Okay, you should be. Yeah. We should be good. No, that's funny because the lady I go to, she does a lot of like Rockets and Texans players, but she's also she's a little ghetto too. Yeah. So it's just funny, but she's like so knowledgeable and she'll tell you like exactly how it is.
Well, that's what it is. Like I like obviously like we use the term ghetto, but like I'm like, no, I feel like you need an accountant like that. You need an accountant who's like, yes, knows the laws and is very like educated, but also like they're doing it for you to help you out, not the government out. Yeah. Right? They're not trying to be like, oh, let's make sure the government takes all your money. No, I mean that's why rich people have what they have. Like, do you think they pay so much? They write all that shit off. Yeah. So I mean, yeah, I know we got into the tax season. But
I know. Sorry, like, no, so off topic. But
no. But I'm the same.
It's what's going on.
It's what's going on.
It is. This is the first time you're podcasting with your Dark hair.
Yes.
You are back.
I'm back to the
Jasmine
dark side.
is back.
I know.
How do you feel about it? Do you love it?
Gabby dyed my hair on Wednesday of last week. We went to Sally's and we got all the stuff that we needed. I went on to TikTok to see like which dye they recommended. I don't remember which one we got. I think it's like a popular one. But we got just black. I didn't want to do blue black anymore. And it's very dark. I was like, at first I was like, oh shit, this is
it looks great.
Dark. I was like a little taken back. And I think it's because when I first started going light, like, I guess the people at the salon were just like, your hair is too dark for you. It's too dark for you. So then I guess I saw myself with lighter hair. And even though I didn't love it, I feel like I just got used to seeing, I guess, my features like a little lighter. I love it now. I feel like today's like my actual like first or second day actually trying to style it, because we did it on Wednesday, but then I had like, girl, we'll talk about all the running and stuff I've been doing, but I've been so active that I've been wearing my hair up. Mm-hmm. So today I actually did it and I'm like, okay, it's good. And honestly, my hair is healthier, but it's still not the healthiest. So it's just like, I can see a little bit of the, girl, I have so much breakage. If I look over here, my hair is like,
that's what happened to me too. It was these little pieces, the baby hairs.
My
baby hairs were like this short for like, and not to freak you out. Your hair grows faster than mine, I think. But I had these short baby hairs for like 5 years and they just wouldn't grow. They were like the ones back here.
Yeah. I mean, I know it's going to take some time to grow. I'm being really patient. I'm happy now with the color though.
It looks so
I'm
good.
happy. But I'm just like, I know I need to be patient with my hair growing, which I mean, we were just talking about it off camera. Like I'm doing all the mask and the hair oiling. And then I just started Nutrafol literally like 2 days ago. So I'm going to take it for 3 months. Like I've heard great things from it. So you just have to be consistent with it for 3 months. So I'm excited. We'll see.
And that's a pill.
It's a pill to help your hair grow, and just like it prevents thinning, and it just makes your hair grow fuller. I've heard a lot of people talk about it, but that one girl that I like to follow, I know everyone knows who I'm talking about, the Talalafata.
Girl, what? Falafel what?
Talalafata. I think that's her name.
I have no idea
Tatiana
who that is.
Lafatala. Yeah, I think that's her name. You've seen her.
Tati? The YouTuber?
No. Tatiana Lafata.
I can't see. Oh, I know who she okay, yes. She
yeah, I love her stuff. But she was taking...
I'm so bad with names.
I'm so bad with names too. I'm hot
But
now.
yeah, I know her face.
But she's really... she was talking about it. And she said it really helped her too, because she went through like a whole blonde phase too. Mm-hmm. I feel like now I can say, oh yeah, I went through a blonde phase. And now I'm like, never again. Never again.
Yeah.
So no, I'm happy with it. I'm back to the dark side. Like I said, I don't think I'll go blue black again, but I'm going to keep going black. And my new hairdresser for color is Gabriella.
Did you take her to dinner?
I haven't taken her to dinner yet. I bought her coffee, but I haven't taken her to dinner.
You owe her a nice McDonald's dinner.
I do owe her a nice McDonald's dinner.
I got you, girl. Go get that 20-piece.
20-piece in the French fries. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh, it was, who sent it to me? I sent it to you. Someone sent me something where it's like, just a little something to take the edge off, and the girl's like, with the French fry, like, I sent it to you too, right?
I don't
with
think
the ketchup,
so,
and I'm like, dude, that's me. I'm like, just a little French fry, just
salty French fry. That's exactly what I need.
How was your Easter?
Oh, my Easter was great.
Yeah.
I actually had our family over for Easter this year.
Yeah, I saw the table set up. It was so pretty.
I wanted to make it very Italy inspired. I've just been so inspired. Like everything's Italian since coming back from Italy.
Yeah.
Like I made caprese salad. I got like Italian balsamic vinegar and olive oil and cooked for everyone. And it was nice. Blake was working, unfortunately. So it was just kind of like us, the girls, my mom and mother-in-law.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
We did a little Easter egg hunt for Emma. It was fun. But it started raining later in the afternoon. So that was a bummer. But it's like so exhausting to host. And it was only like 4 people, though. I'm like tired. And I'm still tired, because then it's like prep, and then it's cooking, and then it's cleaning, and then it's like I cleaned the house before, but now I got to clean it after.
Yes.
Like, it's a lot, but it's so fun. Like I love hosting, and I can't wait till we move into a like way bigger home, like our forever home, because I'm just gonna always have everything. Like everything will be at our house, like Christmas, Thanksgiving, and I want like a huge dining room table and all the things to entertain.
Do you guys plan on selling your house soon?
No, actually, we're probably our house is paid off, so we're in the works of doing that. So our home, we want to keep it and probably lease it out.
Oh, okay,
and kind of work our way into having like multiple properties. That way it's like a little revenue source and pays our mortgage one day on, like the forever home. That's kind of the plan. So we're working towards doing that. But
so renting it out. Okay.
Yeah, definitely keeping it because it's a great little piece of property, great location, and owning it I think will be a really good asset. So
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we don't want to sell.
I gotta ask you because we talked about it a little bit with Rachel, and before I forget, and I guess you don't have to disclose this, but did you and Blake sign a prenup?
No.
Did you guys talk about a prenup?
No, we didn't.
Okay.
That's so funny you asked that because Val and I, we always talk about, like I guess her past relationships and her past marriages, and she did have to sign a prenup at one point, and she told me all about that, and we kind of talked about that, and I think there was a point in time where a family member close to us was going through a divorce, and I think Blake and I kind of had a conversation where it was like, marriage is absolutely forever. It is forever for us, and I think like we did have a conversation just kind of saying, you're my forever no matter what. I don't care what we go through, the ups and downs. And for me, it's like all or nothing. I don't want to... I feel like a prenup, and I totally respect people who sign a prenup. I think it's very smart. If you both have certain assets just to each your own name and you want to keep it separate, like I totally respect that. But I think for us, we have more traditional values, like we are one and we're a team. And I know you can still be a team with a prenup, but you know what I mean? Like we're very much like, we both bring great things to the table, and we're one, we're a family. That's how it is for us. But if he had wanted me to sign a prenup, I definitely would be open to it because I get it. It's like a security thing for a man, with a lot under his belt, like a lot of assets or whatever. I totally see it as a great thing if that's what you need to do for your relationship, but we didn't do that.
Okay, no. Yeah, I was just wondering. I mean, obviously I got married really young, so there was no prenup and there's no prenup, like I just feel like it is what it is. And we think of it like that too. Like I feel like even though we got married so young, I mean, we talk about it now, like I feel like now no matter what we go through, like he could be grumpy, I could be grumpy, I could be mad, whatever, but we together to the day we die, Yeah, I feel like that's how we are. But I will say I do understand prenups, and I would say, like, if I had my career now and, like, let's say I wasn't in a relationship but I had, like, all these assets as a female, I would probably make a man sign a prenup.
Absolutely.
So, like, I do understand, like, if there are certain assets that you have and you worked really hard for, I do think that it's definitely, like, acceptable to have a prenup with that partner in that relationship.
Absolutely.
Doesn't necessarily mean, like, okay, it's not going to work out. Because I do get it. I feel like, because not everyone thinks that way, right? Like, not everyone's, like, marriage is forever. They want to believe it's forever, but then something happens and they're like, okay, I'm out. And, like, all that you worked for could be easily, you know, taken away. So, I mean, I haven't thought about a prenup in such a long time. And then one of my friends brought it up, and then I was just like, I think the only other time that I've literally been listening to it was like on Sex and the City, because what's his face? Trey makes Charlotte sign a prenup, and she's like all upset. And I'm like,
no,
why the fuck
I don't think you should be offended.
No, you should not be offended.
No, you should not be offended.
Especially if they work so hard to have what they have.
Oh,
and then
absolutely.
You're like,
if it's like family money, if it's like we're talking big money, I don't think you should take it as disrespect or be offended by it at all. It's a conversation you need to have. And you can also, like, ladies out there, you can negotiate that stuff. It's not just like sit down and read it with your own lawyer and look at it, and you can add certain things to a prenup, okay? Like, and I know this from having girlfriends who are in law and lawyers, and like, if that were to have been something that Blake brought up to me, I would not be offended, because I feel like it's a smart thing now in this day and age, because divorce is like, what I don't even know what the percentage is now. I'm sure it
has to be like so high now, right?
Absolutely. I can only imagine it's probably way over 50% of marriages end up in divorce. And seeing nasty divorces, like, personally, it's I see why it would be smart to sign a prenup. So I wouldn't be against it at all. But there was something really sweet about him not making me sign a prenup because I know that he trusts my character. And I mean that as, let's say one day, God forbid, that were to end up happening and we're dealing, going through mediation and dealing with what's yours, what's mine. I'm so, like, I respect him no matter what. Like, even if, let's say he betrayed me or did something crazy, I still seeing my parents go through such a nasty divorce. I'm never going to do what they did. Like, I'm not going to nitpick a book. I'm not going to nitpick, what Blake has earned, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's his hard-earned things, and I have my own hard-earned things that I work for. So I think he knows me well enough to know I wouldn't ever be shitty to him because I just love him so much. Even if he were to do something crazy, I think it's like, it's still like character. I mean, you hear things all the time, right? Like with divorces. I saw something today where a guy was like, I guess he had a divorce lawyer on his podcast, and he was like, oh, what's like the craziest story you have? And he's like, we went through like this divorce. He's like, it took so long. Like, it was like so much money. They paid us so much money in lawyer fees. And like, they just, the last day they couldn't decide who got the fucking $40 toaster oven. Yep. And he was like, it was never about the oven. He's like, because I was like, I will buy you each the same fucking toaster oven. And they were like, no, it's not about the toaster oven. They just didn't want to get divorced. It's just like who's going to get it, like, type of thing. So you do hear horror stories all the time, but I just haven't thought, like, I guess for me, prenups were really just for, like, really wealthy people. Like, you have to come from a lot of money to have a prenup. I didn't never, like, really thought about it as, like, I guess, like, it's pretty normal nowadays. But now, I guess now it is. It is. Normal. It's common. Okay. It's very common just to avoid a messy divorce. Yeah, I guess so. And I totally would agree with that if that's something that someone wanted in their marriage. Yeah. But I know, I was just wondering. Just being a little nosy. I was just wondering. No, I'm an open book. Okay. So we have a few topics for tell me about your Easter. We went to the park to be with Aurelie and Mia and stuff. No shade on Aurelie's brother for cooking the hamburgers, but bro, those hamburgers, it was like biting into charcoal, man. You left hungry? I left hungry, so then we just ended up going to Handy's. Have you tried Handy's yet? No, what is that? It's like a sit-down sushi place. Like it's more hand rolls, like hand rolls. They're so good. You haven't been? No. Oh, we need to go. I need to take you. Okay. Yeah, it's really good. It's a new spot? No, it's not. It's not new. No. Well, I haven't never heard of it. It's really good. No, and I love sushi. No, the park was fun. It's fun looking at kids. And some of Aurelie's family went, and they have 2 daughters and 1 little boy. Dude, that little boy, I'm telling you, he scared me now. I'm like, dude, I don't know if I want a little boy. Bro, that little boy is crazy. He's so funny, but, like, he was just, like, buckets of energy, and he was just, like, he told Chris, he's like, I wish I could ask him what he said, but he was like, yeah, let's go, fucker, or something. The little boy? It's like 3. Yeah, he's crazy. He's so cute, but he's just like wild like that. And his mom gets onto him, but I guess the dad jokes. Why did you say it like a cholo? Like, because he's just like that. He's like, let's go, fucker. Like, he's like that. And like, Chris was cracking up, and he's like, Recky, don't say that. Like, joking. But it's just funny watching him do certain things. And Chris is like, dude, he's taking like those brisk lemon iced teas and then crunches it and throws it on the ground and then like running around. And I'm like, girl, that's boys. I know. You want a boy, right? I don't know. I did. And now I'm like, girl. Boys are very high energy. Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. I literally left there and I was like, yeah, I don't know if I want a little boy right now. Yeah. No. That was your dose of birth control. Yeah, for sure. For sure. But yeah, it was just super chill. We did that. We did end up going to get like a massage later that day. And dude, those ladies, like, they were good, but they fucked us up too much. Like, it was like the Thai place you always go to? No, it was a different place. We've been trying different places here in the city. Oh. Because the one I like is in Sugarland, and it's like 40 minutes. Yeah. So we've been trying different ones. And girl, I was screaming the full 90 minutes. Why didn't you tell them to?
Well, she was just
stop?
like, she's like, oh. Well, first she's like, oh, you have beautiful muscle body, and I was like, oh, thanks. She's like, oh, she's like, your glutes are beautiful and hard. You work for this. And I was like, yeah.
Is she Hispanic or Asian?
She was Asian.
What's happening?
She's Asian. But she was so sweet. But dude, because I put in their deep tissue, release sciatica.
Oh, okay.
So I went for a deep tissue.
Yeah.
But typically, it's because I say deep tissue because I want them to like really work the knots.
Yeah.
But like not work them.
She likes walking on your back?
She was like elbow deep in my hip, dude.
And
like,
why didn't you just say like lighter pressure, please?
I did. I said break.
Oh, shit.
I was like break. Because she was getting my IT band. She's like, you too tight. And I'm like, bro, I know I'm tight. I work out, I run. I'm like, I know I'm tight. Like,
that's why I'm here.
I know, but it was just, I'm still so sore. Chris, like, I think they went too hard in his bag, so he had to put my heating pad on his back last night.
Oh
He's been like taking
God.
ibuprofen all day today. Yeah, girl.
Oh my God. Well, don't put deep tissue next time.
No, next time I'm not. I'm like every other one. I'll put deep tissue, but not every time because I'm like I need to relax. I want to relax, and now I'm just
no, that's not relaxing.
No, I'm like my body today. I've been having like a fever. I'm sweating at night these last 2 nights, so I think my body's just like super like what the fuck.
No, deep tissue massages can actually really mess you up.
Yeah,
like I know I've known some people to literally like throw up after a massage because it's like exerting so much in your body.
Yes.
It's like a lot. Yeah. I'm serious. So just go way lighter next time.
Yeah.
Or just go to what you know.
Yeah. And then we watched the movie Sinners.
Okay, so tell me about that because I don't know. I saw it on Instagram or something. It looked good and everyone was like, Michael B. Jordan's so hot. I don't think he's hot, but
I think he's hot.
Really? Okay, so what was the movie about?
Everyone was like really raving about how amazing this movie was, right? Okay. They were like, oh my God, it's the best film yet. Everyone was raving about it. So I was like, okay, I have to see this movie. So we went and I was like, okay, I don't really want to have a super high expectation because you just never know.
Yeah.
It was 2 hours long, which for me, it's really tough sitting through a 2-hour movie. Like, I don't like 2-hour long movies.
That's like a normal movie time.
No, I feel like for me, an hour 30, hour 40 max. I know it's weird, but those additional 20 minutes just get, like, I'm just, like, ready to get up. Like, I'm
okay.
But it was a good movie. Mm-hmm. If I rated it out of 10, I would say it was a 7. I think the way it was filmed was great. The comments, now going back to them, a lot of the comments were from African-American people or Black people. And I understand why, because it really talks about what Blacks went through in Mississippi during, I think, 1935. I think it was based in that time period.
So this is based on a true story?
So based in the time period of, based in that time period. And it talks about, like, where the music, the blues originated from.
Okay.
And so I feel like everyone got this like grand message from the film, and me and Chris left the room like, okay, I don't know what the message was like at all. But then I read it and it was just kind of like showcasing what Black people went through, because there was like the KKK involvement in there. And obviously like it's a vampire thing, which the vampire thing doesn't really make a lot of sense. I think it was just like they wanted to make this film into a horror film kind of like, and just kind of showcase the problems with horror and stuff.
Was it scary?
No, it wasn't like a horror like scary. There was like a few like little jump things, but no, it wasn't scary. It's really hard to explain without just telling you what it's about, but I will say it was good, but I don't personally think like I left with some message or anything like that. But I do think like maybe Black people who watch it feel an attachment to the movie because it represents them, right? Okay. So, but I still think it's worth a watch. Now, do I think it's worth you going to the theater to watch it? No, you could just you can just wait.
Yeah.
I did hear there's the war movie. What is it called? Do you know it, Gabby? Warfare. That one got rated pretty good, and the comments I saw that they said that one was actually better than Sinners. So it's like a war movie, like based in Afghanistan, right? I think it like has like actual true events of the war.
I would love to see that.
Yeah, I've been wanting to. We watched the trailer, and I'm like, okay, we need to watch this film because it looks great. But yeah, I think we're gonna watch that one in theaters. But
I
Sinners,
love movies like that.
worth a watch. But I would say like if you're not in a hurry to go watch it, you can wait till it comes out.
So it just came to me right now. I saw a clip on TikTok, and it was like this was rated 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yes,
that's why everyone's like raving about it because it was rated so highly.
But I think it's because it's original. I think you have to think like, okay, they're filming it in the Mississippi time, so all these people, and like in the 1930s, like they're dressed like that, and it's like the storytelling is really good. In the beginning, it grabs your attention because I'm not gonna give it away, but it grabs your attention because of the scene. You're just like, what the fuck? Why is he covered in blood? And then it tells a story, and the storyline is really great. Everything's filmed really great. And it's different, right? It's just, I think it's just a different type of film. And I think that's what makes it great. Because Rotten Tomatoes could be just like the fact, it's not just people rating it, it's like overall like critics, right? Yeah. So if it's new or like something that hasn't been done, it could just get
I do not trust Rotten Tomatoes whatsoever.
Yeah. I usually trust like actual like the reviews. Like I have the Rotten Tomatoes and the IMDb whatever it has to match or I won't watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really picky like that too with movies.
Okay.
Yeah. But
I watched Severance, which is a show on Apple TV. Yeah.
Yes.
Apple TV, and I just watched the season finale of season 1 last night. There's a season 2 out, which I didn't know, but really good. It's slow at first. I had heard so many people raving about it, and I was on like episode 4 or 5, and I was like, okay, I wasn't really loving it. It was giving me like anxiety because it's kind of, it's a mind fuck. Okay. Like it's very much like The Substance, but it's also kind of like quirky and like modern day and age type of stuff. And it's really good though. Okay. It kind of all leads up to this big like event at the end of the season. Okay. So far it's really good, and it's kind of an interesting take. But I'll wait for you to watch it, but without, because I don't want to give away what happens.
Yeah, I've heard it's great. I think I think we watched Ted Lasso on Apple TV, and then after we finished it, we canceled it, but I think it's coming back for a new season. We fucking love Ted Lasso. It was so good.
I know you love Ted Lasso.
I loved Ted Lasso.
Do you like Ted Lasso? Oh, you haven't seen it? Okay.
Did you watch it?
Girl, I've watched like season 1 and
I just loved it. I just love like the inspirational part of it.
His accent was so annoying.
I'm from the South. So have you watched
but you didn't like
Young Sheldon?
No, I've never seen
you
that.
wouldn't like the accents. Yeah. I just watched the season finale.
Oh, and you liked it?
Cried for 20 minutes straight. Okay. With Chris. He cried too.
Oh shit.
We both fucking was just like sobbing uncontrollably. Like that was like sobbing. It was so sad. So fucking sad. But I don't mind the accents. I'm an accent girly. I like accents on other people sometimes.
Okay, but White Lotus accent bothers the hell out of you. You hate her accent.
Which one?
The North Carolina mom.
Oh yeah, that's
you hate her accent.
Well, her face in general. Ugh, like you just that bother. No, why did you have to remind me of her? Ugh. It just bothers the hell out of me. I can't.
Okay, but other than that, you like accents. My nose is running still from that Pringle. Yeah,
they love made Australian accents too.
Oh yes, I like Australian accents a lot.
Wait, you just said your nose is running from the Pringle?
My nose is running from the Pringle that we tried. We tried a Hot Ones Pringle. We need to do the Hot Ones challenge. They sell the whole kit.
I know they do.
No, you wouldn't like it?
I don't like spicy.
So fun.
I think we should do it for Patreon.
It would be so fun.
It would be fun, and Chris would literally want to watch it too.
Yeah, comment below if we should do that, because I think we should.
Oh, let me give you, before we move on, a little update. You girls on. So you know how I told you my mom had done the why can't I think of it? That procedure, the machine, the needle machine.
Oh,
why can't I think of it?
Microneedling?
No, it's the one. Oh my god, why can't I think of the name?
The one for cellulite?
The one, yeah, they do it for cellulite, but it's skin tightening. Why can't I think of it?
Shit. Juvederm?
Epidermis filler.
Oh, shit.
Got me looking up. What is it? Why am I blanking? Babe, what's the procedure my mom got done? Morpheus. See, I knew Chris had it. Thank you, baby. Oh my God. So my mom got it about 4 weeks ago now, and it takes about 4 weeks for it to kick in. She took a selfie for Easter and sent it in our group chat. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm going to look at it. And I look at it, and I'm like, I called my mom, and I was like, I'm like, does she have a filter on? But it doesn't look like she has a filter on because nothing is distorted. You know, like when you have a filter, your nose is a little thinner or whatever. And I'm like, no. I call her and I'm like, Mom. She's like, what? I'm like, did you take this photo with a filter? She's like, Jonathan, you know I don't know how to put a filter on. I'm like, she's like, I just took the selfie in the car. I'm like, Mom, her skin is so tight compared to how it was before. My mom was starting to get like, here was like sagging a little bit and like lines gone.
Wow.
Gone.
This is one session?
This is one session of Morpheus.
Oh my God.
I was shocked because I was going through, when I was doing my microneedling with my sister, I was going through the Morpheus book they have, and you can see the before and afters. And I feel like photos don't always do it justice, right? But there was some that you could really see the difference. But I guess knowing my mom, like what she looked like before, and I know her skin, and I was like, I was a big advocate. I'm like, Mom, I'm gonna pay for your facelift soon. Like, she doesn't look bad, but I'm very much, and like, I want my mom to take care of herself. But my sister was like, no, Morpheus will help Mom a lot. And I'm like, are you sure? She's like, I promise you. Well, she did it, girl, and she's only done one. Just like typical 3 is like to get the best results, and I'm like, if this is one, my mom did say, she called me right after. She's like, this is so painful. Like, she was crying. She was just crying because it's so painful because she said the needles go so deep. But she said, no, she's like, she was ready. I told her that. She's like,
are you booked now for yours?
Not yet, but I called her and I was like, Mom, your skin looks so good. She's like, you think so? I'm like, Mom, yeah. She's like, I'm excited for my other one. It hurts, but I'm ready. And I'm like, see?
It's literally like
it's worth the pain. But I'm like, I had to update you girls because it's worth it.
Oh my God.
And
okay,
obviously
Morpheus.
it's not firsthand, but I really do want to do the cellulite for my cellulite firsthand. Because I would love to really record that process and see what it does. But I was like, I have to.
So the Morpheus is what you're going to get on your cellulite?
Yes.
Okay. Awesome. So it just basically pumps collagen like deep into your tissue?
Well, it helps. It doesn't really pump collagen. It's because the needles are breaking up that tissue, so it makes your natural body produce the collagen.
I just got chills though.
So it's
that sounds very painful.
It is, but it's just, so it's your natural collagen production, I believe. Okay. So, I mean, but look at like the results. It's crazy.
Oh my goodness.
It's crazy. Yeah.
Well, once you go, and if you report back and you're like, it's so good, so worth it.
I know, I'm a little nervous about the pain, but
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Like, we'll do anything. Mm-hmm. You're willing to snap your lower ribs in half.
I was.
Right? I told Blake about that procedure, and I was like, babe, I just was like trying to mess with him, and I was like, babe, I think I want to get something done. And he was like, oh God, what? He was like, I said, okay, there's this new thing where you get the 2 bottom ribs, and he was like, stop. No. And I said, no, but just listen. I was like, do you support me? And he was like, okay, continue. And I was like, okay, I'm going to get the 2 bottom ribs cut in half, and then they're going to fuse back together like snatched, you know? And he was like, you women are fucking crazy. Yeah. He was like, is this actually a surgery? I was like, yeah, it's really a surgery. Mm-hmm. He thought I was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's an extreme surgery, right? But
I want to see results.
I do. I actually do want to see results too, because I feel like that'd be really cool to see.
Yes.
But I mean, I'm not going to be the tester. I'll let other people be the tester.
The guinea pig.
Yeah. Okay. You put on here Katy Perry in
Space.
Why'd you put coaxed? Is that a misspelling? In coaxed.
Yeah, that was a complete misspelling.
Okay.
Sorry.
In space.
I don't know. I was trying to.
Okay. So what is your? I honestly, like, when I saw that Katy Perry, it was Katy Perry, right?
Katy Perry, Jeff Bezos' wife. Who else?
There are a bunch of ladies.
Another TV, morning TV show host. A couple of ladies.
But why do they send them into space?
I think the actual purpose is, honestly, I don't think there was a purpose. It was really just like, I think they were trying to do something different, something interesting. It was supposed to be like a feminist cool thing because it's the first all women led group going into space. But I think it's ridiculous, if you ask me.
To do it? Because of the resources?
What?
I don't know. I heard this one model, I don't know her name. She just was just like, this is so ridiculous. The amount of resources that were used to take them up to space.
I heard you say race horses, and I was so confused.
Resources.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know about the resources used either. Like, I don't know anything about space. I don't care to ever explore space. Like, I don't care about that.
Me too.
So when I saw that, I was like, okay, cool for you. But I just didn't look at it as like, I didn't even look at it as anything historic, to be honest, because it was, I know this sounds bad because it was Katy Perry. I feel like if it was historic, I feel like they should have like talked about it more. Like we're planning like a female trip to space. We're gonna take some of the most prestigious women up in space. But it was a bunch of random women that I don't know.
And there was no purpose or point, reason. It wasn't for space exploration. It wasn't to go learn new things, or like, it wasn't to better our future as mankind. It wasn't. There was no purpose. It was literally just to take these women into space, to be the first all female group to go into space and come back. And I just think the way they went about it was like so dumb.
Yeah,
like, for example, she was like, I'm the first female to have all full glam in space. She was like, I'm getting my makeup done, and that's a first. No woman's ever been in full glam going into space. Like, come on, get a grip on life. I think it's like ridiculous. But what bothers me the most about that is the amount of money it costed to do that mission. I don't even want to call it a mission. To take that rocket out into space, and it didn't even go into space. It went to like the outer skirts of space and came back. It was like an 11-minute thing, and they came right back. But I was Googling how much it costed and how much the seats were, and I think that that group, Blue something, the company's called Blue something, they were auctioning off a seat on that mission for $28 million. And I don't even know what that money is going toward. They didn't say. It's all still unknown. It's still unknown exactly how much it costed for them to go up and come back down for 11 minutes. And for what? For no purpose, right? Just to do it. Just to like make history of an all women group going to space and coming back.
So each woman had to pay to go.
That's all undisclosed also. I did read something that said they had to put down like $150,000 deposit to like hold their spot, something like that. And then one seat for their very first mission was auctioned off for $28 million. It started off at $28 million. But again, I was Googling like, what's the purpose? What is the point of this? And there really was nothing except they just went to space and came back.
See, that's to me like is what I feel like is pointless. Like, even
so
if I had all the
pointless.
money, like if I feel like if someone's like, do you want to go to space? It's like, if I'm not gonna do it for research purpose or to learn something or like to teach the world something, like why?
I know.
Like, I don't know. That's why I honestly like skimmed past it, because I was just like, I don't know any of these women. They were like all goofing off in there, which I saw like some clips, and I was like, I couldn't take them serious, and I was like, I don't really care. But then like I started seeing so many people be mad about it, and I was like, oh shit, okay, like. Yeah, no, I don't know what the purpose of that was.
I'm not so much like mad about it, but it's just so absolutely ridiculous to me. But I did want to bring it up because it's like so relevant and something that's happening now. And it's like, now we're just going to start auctioning off seats to space if you want to go to space and come back. Like, did we not learn a huge lesson about the submarine that went down to see the Titanic? Like, I mean,
that shit was crazy.
Insane. I can't wait to see a documentary about it to see like what really happened and what went wrong and all that. But I just don't understand why people aren't just happy to be on, like, listen to gravity, stay on land. We don't need to be in water for longer than 2 minutes. Like, we don't need to be up in space. I so am perfectly fine with my feet on the ground, and I have no interest in like space exploration and all that shit, because it's just it's not gonna help us in any way. Like, I mean, I don't know. It's just,
I saw
it's so pointless.
I feel like it was more of I did it. I guess I
think that's
did
what it was. Yeah.
But like, I don't know. For me personally, it's not a flex. Maybe for them it's a flex.
I think Katy Perry like literally said, "I'm putting the ass in astronaut." I'm so serious. Like, that's ridiculous.
Can you imagine all the astronauts right now, like actual people who like study this are so like upset about this? Yeah.
Yes. Also, the group that just got back from space, the actual astronauts that were doing research out in space, they like had to stay in space for like an additional, I want to say like more months to a year. Like they got stuck in space for a certain reason. I don't know exactly why, but yeah, like you said, it's like if I were that astronaut and I just got stuck in space on an actual mission doing research and had to miss out on another year of not seeing my family, my kids, and you're in space for 11 minutes talking about you put the ass in astronaut, I would be like, that it's unbelievable. It's so frustrating.
Or like people who actually want to, like who actually study, right? And like that's their purpose to go, and then maybe funds doesn't allow them to go, right?
And
it's
so expensive.
I'm sure it's so expensive. And then these women who know nothing about it go, I'm like, this does not help us as women.
No,
You're
it
not
doesn't.
building a case
it's
for us.
embarrassing. It's embarrassing to femininity. That's just my opinion, because I just think it's ridiculous. Like, do something else. Do something else with your time, with your money. That's my point in all of that. But yeah. No. So if you got offered a seat on a rocket to space, what would you do?
No, I
would decline it too.
I feel like, there's two types of people. I feel like there's people who are like, oh yeah, if I'm like offered it and I can afford it, I'll do it. And then there's people like me, it's like, just because I can afford it, if I'm not interested in it, I don't care. Yeah. I don't care to die tomorrow and not have seen space. Like, personally, I don't care. Like, what, I'm going to go and come back and just be like, yeah, guys, I saw space. Like, I don't care.
Right.
And I feel like there are people who do. Like, they do. They're like, oh, if I have the money and I can do it. And I'm just like, I'm not like that. I'm like, if it's never been an interest of mine, it's just not going to be it's not an interest of mine. So it's not, I just don't feel like that. That's where I'd be like, no, give it to someone else.
Same. I watch Interstellar and I'm like, that's enough space for today.
No, I love that movie.
You've never seen Interstellar?
Mm-mm. I've heard great things about that movie, but no. Because of space, I don't care for space, like, at all.
No, okay, I'm not like a space nerd either, but like Interstellar is like life-changing. It's so good, and I'm not just saying that. It's like so amazing.
Got it. Is it good?
Yes, I know. She's like, it's not life-changing. Okay, I love Interstellar because it makes you really think about like alternate dimensions and universes, and like it puts things into perspective for me. So it is life-changing for me because every time I watch it, I'm like, oh my God, we are so small. We are so tiny. My big problems, quote unquote, big problems in my life are so irrelevant to how little my little body in life is on this planet Earth compared to the universe and all the galaxies out there and all the things God created. Like, all of our problems are so relevant, and like it puts things into perspective in life for me. Like, what matters? Our life is so short. And love it while we're here, embrace it while we're here, have a great time, like live life to the fullest. You have to see it. It is so good.
So it's not just so like, Sandra Bullock's in it, right?
No. I think you're thinking about that movie with George Clooney and
that's what
oh my God, Gravity. You're thinking of Gravity, which is a terrible movie.
Okay, Interstellar, is that Bradley Cooper? Matthew McConaughey.
Again, babe.
Okay, but it's not like a guy and a girl up in space that get stuck in space and that's it.
No.
Oh, okay.
This movie is like about like the like the equation of the universe and like how we exist and what we're like. It's so good.
Okay.
It's a long movie though, but it's very good. Okay. Watch it at home. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I still haven't been able to watch that movie you recommended, and I've been looking for it, and it looked so good.
Blow?
Yes.
Girl, it's on Netflix now. And I was even going to text you.
Is it?
Like, yes, it's on Netflix.
Okay, I'm watching it. Because when you said it, I looked it up because I was trying to download it to watch it on one of my trips, and I couldn't find it.
It's on Netflix now for free. It was on Amazon
to buy.
Prime for like $3.
Yeah,
you could rent it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I know it's on Netflix because I downloaded it and we watched it on the plane. Blake and I.
So
again, we've seen it like 5 times. It's so good.
Okay, I wanted to watch it.
Oh,
okay,
I want to talk about it, so watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, it looked the actual trailer of it looked pretty good. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna watch it.
So good. You're gonna love it.
Okay.
And you have to watch the whole thing to the very last minute, and you'll be like,
okay.
Like I was in tears when I watched it for the first time. Have you seen Blow? Oh, we rewatch it. It's so good. And it's a true story.
Okay.
So good.
All
I
right.
love that movie.
Before we go into like our mental health topic, the Pope died.
The Pope died.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which yesterday he died. Yeah. Yeah. I think it was weird because we were just in the Vatican 2 weeks ago.
I was actually thinking about that.
Yeah. So when I saw it, I was like, whoa, that's crazy. Yeah. And I mean, being Easter, that was also kind of like interesting. Yeah. And I did see a video of him, and he like his last appearance before he died, he like came out in a wheelchair and was wheeled out to the public, and he said hi, and he just looked like so swollen and definitely was just not doing well.
Yeah.
But I did see that a temporary pope from Dallas, I think, is who's going to take over for him in the meantime until the new pope is decided.
Oh, that's crazy.
Some sort of priest from Dallas, I believe.
Oh, that's cool.
That's interesting.
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, but yeah, rest in peace to the Pope.
Yeah, rest in peace. I saw that and I was like, oh, dang.
Yeah,
I love my complex news. That's my news.
Yeah, complex news.
Dude, I get in the morning, I'm like, okay, what's on complex today? What is popping up? I used to not be like that, and I'm like, okay, what's relevant? And then it's cool because now I know, because Chris is like, oh, I'm like, I already saw that. I'm like, I already know. Like, I got into this like little mini argument with him because I was like, we were at the movies, and I was like, oh yeah, Sinners was filmed on film. And he was like, no, it wasn't.
I love movies filmed on film.
And I was like, yes, it was. But I didn't read all the way, but I had seen that it was on. So I was like, I can't fucking argue. And I'm not going to argue with you right here in the theater. So then we got out of the theater, and I'm like, I'm really upset at you. And he was like, what the fuck? Why? And I'm like, because why can't you just believe what I say? Like, he's like, because it's hard to believe it was filmed on film. Like how good it looks. You know what I did yesterday? I spent 10 minutes looking for that fucking video where I saw it. I sent it to his ass.
And it was
filmed on film. I came out of the bathroom, and I was like,
you should have put some.
I was like,
something on
I'm
that,
ready.
Some money.
I said, I'm ready. And then he laughed. I'm like, I'm right here and I'm ready. And he was like, all right, I'm sorry. That's all I needed. Go about your day. Go about your day.
I bargain sexual favors a lot of the time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
No, I'm just like, why don't you think I'm dumb? He's like, babe, it's just, you don't always fact check. I'm like, I don't care. I saw it. And if I'm sharing it with you, it's because I thought it was interesting. But now I'm going to for sure fact check everything. And then I'm going to tell you. And if you don't believe me, I swear to God. I was like, I swear to God.
Now don't be wrong from now on.
No, I know I can't be wrong. I can't be wrong.
Don't fuck up.
Don't
fuck up your credibility now. You got to be right.
I know. Because I'm like, babe, anytime you tell me something, I believe it. I'm not ever like, because even it was as simple as like, I made this video of me running, and I'm like, oh, I saw, like, you can hear me say, I saw 2 snakes, and he's like, nah. And I was like, I got so pissed, dude. I was like, you think I would make that shit up? You think I, like, throughout my run, I was like, you know what? I'm going to lie to him and say I saw 2 snakes. And he was like, well, I didn't see them. I don't give a fuck you didn't see them. I saw them.
You didn't see them? I saw them.
If I wouldn't have recorded them, would you have just not believed me? He was like, probably not. I'm like, I'm not a liar. I'm like, why would I lie about something like that? I've never lied like that. I'm really not a liar. I don't ever lie. So I'm like, he's just like, sometimes, baby, you just exaggerate. I'm like, nah, fam. I'm like, you don't believe me. And then we get into the whole, you don't respect me. I'm like, and then I'm like all the time, I'm like, and I look at all the docs, none of y'all appreciate me in this house. I'm like,
they believe you. They believe you.
They believe you.
You know, it's so funny. It's so funny to prove them wrong.
It
because
is.
like, okay, I feel like Chris and Blake are similar in that way. Like, they are like, they know so much about
Yes,
the most
the
random
random shit.
right? I feel
Yeah.
like that's such a guy, like, quality. But Blake is, like, he'll tell me the weirdest shit, and it's, like, he's right, like, 90% of the time, but there's been, like, 10% where I'm like, that's not right. And he's like, yes, it is. And I just thought of an example. Okay, one time Emma was in the car and we were like taking her to school or something, and he was like, did you know, Emma, that George Washington had wooden teeth? And in my head, I'm like, from like my nursing background, I'm like, okay, those would have rotted. That's not scientifically possible. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, he didn't have fucking wooden teeth. And I went, babe, George Washington did not have wooden teeth. That's literally not possible. And he was like, yes, he did. He had wooden teeth. He was like, I learned about it in school. And I was like, that's not possible. And that's when we started betting. And I'm like, I bet you a 20-minute foot massage that George Washington did not have wooden teeth. And he's like, Google it. I Google it. George Washington had porcelain teeth, not wooden teeth. And sure enough, I was right? And then one other time we were watching a horror movie, a new scary movie, right? And it was, I think it was The Nun, or like, it might have been, it was some horror movie, I'll have to look it up. But the priest that was in the movie, I was like, we were watching it, I'm like, that's Elliot from E.T. Do you know the little boy in E.T.?
Yeah.
Elliot? Okay, I was like, that's Elliot grown up from E.T. And he was like, that's not Elliot from E.T. Like, come on. No, it's not. I was like, that's Elliot. He's grown up, and that's Elliot from fucking E.T. And he was like, no, it's not. No, it's not, babe. And I was like, don't Google it. When this movie's over, I'm going to Google it, and I'm going to be right.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's not. The whole time we're watching it, all different angles, and he's like, it's not Elliot. Sure enough, I was like, Google it. He Googles it. It's like, whatever the actor's name is, Elliot from E.T. I was like, I told you.
Yeah.
I told you.
I love being right,
know,
dude. Because they're like, they kind of like,
damn,
just like,
okay.
damn, like, I can't live without her, you know? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
look, I may be an exaggerator sometimes, but I know my stuff.
There's some truth to me.
There's some truth. I wouldn't be saying it if if I didn't believe it,
Yeah.
right? So, like, yeah, but... Yeah,
It's so funny.
Oh my God,
it's the best.
We were talking. That was. I was like, you're not gonna believe me. What? Okay. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about like just mental health because we haven't covered it in a minute.
Yeah.
How are you feeling with your anxiety? Like, is it better now that you're not like wedding stressing?
Okay. If we are being super, super transparent, I've been fine up until... Oh, this is actually a week ago because it was the night I left you from filming the podcast. I actually went to meet with Ashley, and we just met at Clarkwood because I had to give her straightener that she left in the bridal suite, whatever. I met up with her. I was like, let's just catch up. So we had like a few drinks, met at Clarkwood. I gave her the straightener. I got home late. It was like midnight. And Blake was up. Like, he went to go hang out with some of his friends. So I was home. And I was like trying to go to bed, and I was like, for some reason, I started getting really bad anxiety out of nowhere. And I haven't had anxiety this bad in a long time, maybe a year. And I was just trying to sleep. And finally I fell asleep, and then he got home, and it woke me up. And as soon as I opened my eyes and like he got into bed, I was like, like something's off. And it just woke me up out of my sleep, and my heart was just racing. And sure enough, I had like a full panic attack, and it lasted all night, which is crazy. Like literally all night. I was like pacing, and like even Blake, I felt so bad because Blake had to work the next morning. He had to get up like 6 a.m. And I was like, it's okay, babe, go to sleep. And he's like, no. And he like stayed up, and I just could not get out of it. Like, I did everything. I went outside, all the tips that I always say to do. I don't know what went wrong, but I could not shake it. It's the whole thing. Like, I'm shaking, like I'm trying to drink water, but I also don't want to drink anything. I'm like nauseous, and then I just have like, it's the worst. It's the worst thing in the whole world. I don't know why this happens to us, but I had anxiety for hours until finally it was probably 5, maybe 4:30, and I finally just dozed off on the couch. Like, it always helps when my cat, Kiki, she always, like, knows or something. She just, like, lays next to me, and she just, like, purrs, and finally I fell asleep at some point. But I don't know what happened, but I had a really bad panic attack, and that was a week ago. So other than that, I've been fine. I don't know what happened. It happens out of the blue.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not stressed about anything. I'm not. I did tell Valerie when I got to the office, I was like, I don't know what's wrong, but I've only gotten like 1 hour sleep. I had a terrible anxiety attack last night, and we were kind of researching it together, and she was like, oh, well, maybe like lack of rest and sleep from your traveling caused it. Maybe that's it. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It just happens out of the blue sometimes.
Yeah.
I can't explain it.
Yeah. I feel like anxiety or panic attacks sometimes just happen like out of the blue. I feel like for me, it's like when I'm really overly stimulated. Okay. So maybe like, because I will say, like, I think one of the things I've noticed, I don't know if you've noticed this. So on Wednesdays, I'm always exhausted. And it's always after we film.
Okay.
And I think it's because I'm very much an energy person. So like before we film, like if you guys don't know, we have like a full, like Hannah works, I work, I do work. Like today I was up since 7 nonstop. So I feel like my days are nonstop, and then we come in here and we talk, and it's a lot of energy. We give off a lot of good, positive energy. So by the time we're done, we're typically done. The earliest we're done is 8:39. Yeah. I'm like, you have to drive home. Like Wednesdays, I'm exhausted. I feel like I've drained myself on Tuesdays, and it's typically just like I'm just really tired. So what could have happened is you were here all day. Well, you'd worked. You had just come back. Then you were here filming. We filmed 3 episodes last week, and then you went and you talked to Ashley, which you give more energy. So what happened was you probably just like, you had a mixture of all these energies.
But I was having a great time.
Yeah, I don't think it was a bad thing, fun. But I just think
maybe you're right.
Were overstimulated or something. It had to be like something like that. Yeah. But sometimes panic attacks happen and you really don't know why.
Don't know. Yeah. I don't know. Have you been experiencing anxiety lately?
No, actually, for me, it's been like, that's why I wanted to talk about it, because I've actually been experiencing more depression for the past, like, I feel like 2 months, and I feel like I really ignored it, because I was like, no, like, you have no reason to be depressed, you're not depressed, and I kept telling myself that, but I think it's gotten really bad, and up until, like, about 3 weeks ago that I started kind of running is when I kind of had to like really like face it and be like, okay, yeah, I'm facing depression right now, because there's just been a lot of times where like I don't want to get out of bed. I don't have the energy to get out of bed. I don't want to do things, and I want to just sleep all day, and I think I'm not really excited about the things that I used to be excited about. And not only do I see it, but Chris sees it a lot. And so the last 2-3 weeks, he's really been trying to help me get out of it. And now that we're running a little bit more, I feel like because we kind of set this goal to run, and we have to be disciplined, right? You start to kind of see like, okay, I'm always disciplined. Why right now am I having such a hard time being disciplined? Like, I know I'm not personally lazy. I know I'm not a lazy person, but I just don't fucking want to do it. And it's like really hard as someone who is so used to being disciplined, and like myself, I'm really hard on myself. So when I feel like I'm lacking and I feel like I'm not doing the best that I can, it makes me feel really bad about myself. So I finally like accepted like, okay, I am depressed. Like, I find myself like not wanting to do things. I find myself asking myself like, not as bad as like I'm gonna do something about it, but like, why am I here? And I think if anyone goes through depression, they'll tell you the same thing. Like, it just randomly comes. Like, you can never really know when it's going to come, because, like, again, I have no reason to be depressed, but it just comes. And when it comes, it's so easy to be like, no, I'm not depressed. Like, it's like this like cloud and you're like trying to push it away. But until you face it, I feel like it's gonna be there. So I feel like I've had a better week just really embracing. Last week, I will say before my period, awful. Like, I feel like you can have all those like hormones and everything. You already are already tired. You don't want to do things right before your period because you're like, I'm cramping or whatever. But I feel like now that I'm off of it, like, okay, like I have to constantly tell myself like, no, you need to do things. But I feel like my anxiety's been pretty good. It's just my depression. So I do take medication, as you know. So with the HERS app, every so often they make you check in and you fill every time you fill in the same questionnaire. And so I was like, okay, I think I need to fill it out again because I think now I need to either switch medication or something. So I actually filled it out and my anxiety part came back really good, but my depression part was really low. And they were like, okay, I think what we need to do, because you're capped out at the most that you can take for Lexapro.
Your dosage.
Yeah, they're like, we can't give you any more. So maybe let's switch you to Zoloft. Mm-hmm. So I'm switching over to Zoloft now, which now I have to like wean off my Lexapro and switch over, like kind of cross dosage a little bit and then go on Lexapro. But I'm hoping that will kind of like help with the depression because I was a big believer in doing everything the natural way. But one of the things I realized was for some of us, I feel like it's nice to know that like I have something that helps me with it, right? And so especially with my anxiety, ever since I've been on medication, it's really rare that I have a panic attack and it's really rare that I wake up wanting to throw up. Whereas before, almost every single morning, it would be like a pit in my stomach and I have to go throw up from my anxiety being so high. So I don't feel that way anymore, thankfully. But now I'm like, okay, I really need something for my depression because I feel like it's affecting me everywhere. Like, because when you're depressed, you don't want to do anything. I don't want to do anything. I don't want to get ready. I don't want to do my makeup. Fuck making content. I don't want to get dressed. Like, I want to be in a t-shirt and lay around and do nothing all day. Mm-hmm. But like, that's not normal. Like you shouldn't do that, right? So I've been struggling with depression and I feel like the last 2-3 months have just been like putting it, no, I'm not. Mm-hmm. But now I feel like these last 3 weeks, I've actually been like, okay, or I accepted it and talked to Chris like, hey, I'm depressed. Like we need to do something. And like, I tell him like, if I say no, I don't want to run with you, get me out of bed, do whatever you have to do, push me out of bed, do whatever. And that's been helping, having him like as my support system right now, because I feel like, and we've talked about it with marriages, like sometimes you're going to be that person. But right now I told him, I'm like, I can't give you anything. Like I have nothing to give. I don't even have anything to give myself. So I need you to give me, because if you don't give me, I'm going to rot here. And I'm not upset doing it. Like I will sit here and rot. So he was like, okay, like, no, we need to get you back on your routine. Like, let's start building it again. And then now I'm back. I reached out to my doctors and they were like, okay, yeah, we need to switch up your medication. But I think with anyone battling, anxiety or depression, it's really hard because not everyone understands what you're going through.
No. I am so envious of people who are like, what is depression? What is that? I don't understand. I'm fine. I'm happy-go-lucky all the time because, and I've shared a little bit about it, but I have struggled so severely. Mm-hmm. So one, I appreciate you sharing that because it's really vulnerable. Yeah. And it's really tough because you want to, especially being in social media, I can only imagine the pressure of always having this face and this appearance of being great and I'm happy and I have a great life. And like you said, it's like there's nothing to be upset about, but I can't help how I emotionally feel. I just can't help it.
Yeah.
And I do want to tell you that going through, I've been in a mental institution before and being there and having to be the only thing I face is learning how coping mechanisms of getting out of that kind of a pit. I call it a pit because because for me it's manic depressive. So for me I have really highs and then high highs and I have really low lows. So it's like it fluctuates for me. So when I'm in those really, really lows, the pits, I learned that the best thing to do is talk about it, admit it and talk about it.
Yeah.
Because we naturally want to hide away and like crawl in a shell and you want to bottle everything up. At least that's how I am.
No, I'm like that too. Because, Gabby will tell you, I haven't talked about it with my friends. Because I'm like, one, you're embarrassed, and two, you're like, I can't even, it's a hard thing to explain. Like, when am I supposed to say, hey, I'm depressed? And they're like, okay, like, don't be depressed. Yeah, it's just, I know they would probably answer better, but it's like, it's like a really hard thing to explain. And I agree, it's like a pit. And I do think that I have read a little bit with the medication for anxiety. What happens is, it kind of numbs you out. And I have been feeling like that with my Lexapro. Like, Lexapro does numb you out. So, like, you don't experience the highs the same way. You just are kind of numb all the time. Like, I tell Chris, I feel like I'm here, but there's, like, I'm in a bubble. So I don't feel everything. Like, I'm happy when things are happy, but it's, like, it's just, like, it's not that same excitement. It's, like, everything's covered in a film. But I'm like that, too. When I'm, like, bottom, like, for me, when I get really, like, depressed, or I feel like really, when I get to, like, my rock bottom, my pit, I feel like I need to run away. That's how I feel. I don't know where I'm going, but I feel like I need to run away. I need to, like, I think that's why sometimes I'm like, I need to, like, put myself into a mental institution, or, like, because I feel like sometimes I'm like, I just need to get away and be by myself.
Hide.
Yes. I guess it's hide.
Yeah.
That's the word. I had never even knew that, but yeah, hide.
Yes, I've been there. So I will, you talking about it with Chris is like the first step, because being with, when I was alone and single without a partner, I would hide and bed rot for weeks.
Yeah.
And the first thing you have to do, being married and being with, having a significant other, is even if they don't, because that was a big part for me, is I was embarrassed, because it's like, I don't want to put my depression on someone else.
Yeah.
Like, that person is not dealing with this, so why am I going to tell them, help me, because I'm dealing with this, so be on my same level right now? It's like, that's not fair to them. That's what would go through my head. But I had to understand that that person loves me, and they want to understand what I'm going through, and they don't understand it, so you have to explain it to them in the best way you can. It's really hard to put into words, but you have to just try. And so I've learned that when I start to feel that way, you have to literally vocalize it to the most important people in your life, like your very inner circle. For instance, my mom. I'll literally call my mom and tell her. Well, actually, my dad is probably like the one who really is like, okay, he's more like kind of available to be able to just like, okay, I'll come pick you up. And if I tell him I'm really experiencing a low, and that's all I have to say because they've been through it with me, okay, I'm going to come pick you up tomorrow, like have a day, relax, do nothing, because it is important to also, sometimes you have to go through it, and you have to feel through the wave. Like, you have to literally understand, I am depressed and I am going to rot today because it's what I want to do. I'm not in the mood to be around people, so stay home, do your thing. But the next day, you're not going to want to, but force someone to pick you up and or like Chris, let's go running. That's great. That's a great thing to do. But hey, let's go do something to take our minds off of this. And it's something abnormal, something you wouldn't do, something not in your normal routine. So switch it up even. Like, go to Galveston for the day. And Galveston is such a shitty beach, but it doesn't matter. Like, go relax, sit at the beach and like sit and be outside. That's like so grounding to me.
Yeah.
Go do something different. But explaining that to your close loved ones, just say, hey, I'm in my low right now, and I need support. Yeah. And that's like all you can do, and they are going to rally around you and help you. Yeah. And it's so important to vocalize it, even though we don't want to. Yeah. And it's really hard. Like, that's how I ended up where I was at. And it was so bad. And obviously, I know you said like, you've been there before. Yeah. So you relate to that, because the reason why I got to that point is because I wasn't saying anything. I was silent. I was like silently dying, literally, because no one understood what was going on because I wasn't talking about it. Yeah. So are you still going to therapy or seeing a therapist?
No, I haven't seen a therapist. No, I just feel like therapists is so hard to find someone you like. You know, I feel like that's the hardest thing.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen a therapist in a while. Like I said, I feel like I was feeling depressed like 2 months ago and I wasn't saying anything, right? And I was just like, and then it was like literally like 3 weeks ago where I literally was like in the shower and I was like, I looked over at Chris and I was like, I'm depressed, Bobby. Like, we need to do something. Cause like, yeah, you don't want to, and like the thing is like you said, it's hard because you don't want to put that on someone. But then also like, I also know that if I'm failing, it's not going to help us. Right. So I kind of have to tell him like, hey, I need you to pick me up for the both of us. Like, just help me. And I will say this, like, he's learned to be very supportive. I think he does the best that he can. Will I say he's always perfect in understanding me? No, I don't think your partner's always going to be perfect in understanding you. And you also have to kind of like come to terms with that, because I feel like sometimes he does get a little frustrated and I can see it, right? Because it's like, because they don't know what you're going through. So like, are you just being fucking lazy? Like, and he's never said it like that, but like you feel it, like, because you're like, oh my God, he thinks I'm like, they think I'm lazy or something. And it's like, it's not that, but like, they've never gone through it. So they don't really know what you're going through. Right. And I feel like, well, Chris has gone through like one period of being a little depressed, but I think it was one of the medicines he was actually taking was causing him to get depressed. So he got off of it, feels fine. But I feel like to be naturally depressed is such a weird feeling because you're just kind of like, what the fuck is causing this? And you don't know. But he does the best that he can and like getting me out of it. But as I will say this, like, I want to make it clear that like, if you're going through depression and your partner doesn't always understand, also be patient with them because it is hard. It's a disease that's hard to understand. It's a really hard disease, I feel like, to talk about. But I feel like everyone who talks about it feels the same, where they feel like a little lack of motivation in the things they love. They know they're not lazy, but like people think that they're lazy, even though that's not it, right? But yeah, it sucks because I've been going through that. And like I said, like there's no quote unquote reason why I should feel that way, but I just do.
Yeah, and that's okay.
And so it's just...
You don't have to try and find a reason.
Yeah.
Because you're going to lose yourself trying to figure that out because there is no reason sometimes. It's like a chronic illness, at least for me. It is literally a diagnosed chronic mental disease. And
I think sometimes you're trying not to interrupt you, but
no, go ahead.
I feel like what's happened recently is I'm trying to find a reason so hard that I end up kind of self-sabotaging.
Yes, that's what I mean by that. Like, don't kill yourself doing that.
Yeah.
Because there doesn't have to be a reason.
I'm like, oh my God, it's got to be this. And it's like, well, no, that's actually been going great. Why am I picking that apart? Then I start picking this apart. Okay, is it this? And it's like, no, but nothing's going wrong with there.
No.
And I feel like you kind of almost start self-sabotaging so that you can find this reason of why you're unhappy. But there's sometimes just not a reason.
Yes.
It's just,
you don't have to have a reason.
Yeah.
I used to really like beat myself down for that because I used to tell myself like, bitch, you have it so good.
Yeah.
Compared to, this is what I told myself. There are people suffering, and I mean literally starving in other countries. They have nothing. They don't have a roof over their fucking head. You do. Why are you so miserable? I used to literally beat myself down for that, and it's like, I can't explain it, but in my life, this is my suffering. This is like my crutch. I don't know what it is. It's like everyone has their vice, their thing. And unfortunately, mine is severe depression and anxiety. I suffer from anxiety, from both. But there was a point in my life where, depression was literally, I can't even explain how bad. Like, I was at a point where I was extremely suicidal. Self-harm. I've been through everything, all of it. And it's something I continually have suffered with my entire life. I had this ideology probably since I was 12, like maybe 11. I had that first inkling of like, when I would get really upset about something, I would feel the need to like, I want the world to swallow me up. I don't want to live anymore. It's just crazy. But through science and understanding this disease, I've understood and learned it's just a mental suffering that some people have it, some people don't. And unfortunately, we have it and we have to deal with it. And it's on different levels for every person. But don't think about that. Like, don't think about the reason why I'm upset. Yeah. It's like, how do I better this? How do I do, what can I do? The coping mechanisms, there's so many things you can do to almost like trick your brain out of it.
Yeah.
It's like when you psych yourself into an anxiety attack, you know, when you feel it coming on and you start overthinking about it and you're like, you literally bring it upon yourself. Right. A lot of it is so mental to where depression is something that you can actually learn certain mechanisms to help you get out of it. And there's so many things you can do, but like we'll talk at another point, but like, again, going to the beach for the day, horseback riding, there's so many things you can literally start painting in the house, take time off, like so many things you can do. Take time to yourself, take all the time you need, and pick up a new hobby and like challenge yourself on this thing. Running's great.
Yeah, running's been a great outlet because I feel like, and this is a conversation I actually had with him because like Sunday for me was actually a pretty low day on Easter, and I told him, I was like, look, which I feel like I needed. I had told him, hey, because I had told Chris, hey, I'm gonna start running. Do you want to run with me? Well, he was like, no, yeah, I want to. I want to actually have a better morning routine. I want to be more committed. Like, I feel like I've been slacking in like myself and discipline, because he has discipline with trading and everything, but he's like, I want more discipline with me. So he's like, yeah, I want to run. Well, I took it as like, he's just going to casually run with me. Well, this man was like, no, he's committed now. So like, he started like, we're going to wake up at 7. We're going to like, so I wasn't, first of all, I'm dealing with depression. I haven't told him yet. And I'm like, wait a second, you're going from 0 to 100 so quick.
Yeah.
And so then I'm like, okay, like, I can't keep up. And then I'm like, okay, I'm already feeling what I'm feeling. Then I'm feeling like a failure because I can't keep up because I'm so like in this headspace. So I feel like admitting that to him, like, hey, I'm not doing good. And then admitting to him, like, Sunday, like, you have to understand, I asked you to run and you took it to this level.
And you sprinted.
And I'm happy to do it now with you, but please don't put it on me if I say no and make me feel bad about myself because I wasn't ready to commit all the way. And I'm like, now that I see how serious you're taking it, I'm like, makes me, okay, it's kind of reamping that old Jazzy, which I love, that's like very disciplined. And I'm like, okay, I'm back there again. But I'm like, you also need to understand that I might say no one day because I'm having a really low day, and I need you to be okay with that and not take it as, oh, I'm being lazy, and take it as she's just having a harder day today, right? And I feel like having that conversation, because Chris is an all or nothing type of guy too. So like, it's hard for him to understand me sometimes because I'm not an all or nothing type of person. So like, he was like, I guess us having this conversation made him like be like, okay, I don't want to put what I'm doing on you, or because I don't accomplish, or if I don't run today because I slept in with you, like, I don't want to put it on you. It was my decision. I'm like, yeah, 'cause if you put that on me, like, I already have my stuff.
Yeah, you don't need that pressure.
And you're putting more on me. I'm like, it doesn't help, right? And so it was just like having that conversation. But I will say running has, and being disciplined again with running has really helped me a lot these last few weeks. I feel like it's given me like, okay, like something active that I'm looking for it every day and really help. Because one of the things I realized too with when you're depressed, like, I feel like nothing's been filling my cup. TV, nothing. Like, nothing. Like, there's nothing that really, like, does it for me. So I am having to find other outlets to help me fill that up, because the things that I'm like, again, that I'm okay with doing, just don't do it for me. I'm like bored or annoyed. I'm more than anything annoyed with it. I'm like, no, that just doesn't do it for me.
When you see other people happy, you're just like,
I'm like, no, reading, no. Like, I just think there's so many things that quote unquote annoy me. But I just do think, like, and the reason I wanted to bring this up is like, you have to admit it to yourself in order to be able to fix the problem. But now that we have it, like, I was like, okay, this is the problem. What's the solution?
That's the first step.
Yeah. Like, what are we going to do to make it better? Because I want to, like, the goal is I want to be better. you know, I want to be better for myself, for my partners, for my friends. So like, it's like, okay, I want to, not every day do I want to be better, but that's why you tell the people so that they can keep you accountable to be better, right? Correct. Because if you don't, then it's really easy when you're in that headspace to be like, I'm going to not do anything. Mm-hmm. And I'm not, you know, I'm just going to sit here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So.
I've been there, girl.
Yeah.
Been there.
I mean, the thing is, like, you always think that it's not going to come back. And it comes, I feel like I did, like, I had when we talked about this, where I really wanted to be committed. And I was like 2 years ago, and I was like, I need to be committed. And Chris was like, fuck no, I'm not committing you know? But I was like, okay, I that was the worst. I've been depressed ever. Like, I fought it. I made it through. It's not going to come back. And then it comes back, and then you're just like, I feel like I'm more than anything, like, angry that it came back too. Like, you're almost like mad. Like, why is the depression back? But it's just...
Well, I don't have the mentality that it will ever go away, because I've realized it's something that it's like just he sits here and like lives with me. Yeah. It's something it's literally within my brain. It's in my body, and it's something I have to live with. So, I mean, it's actually interesting you bring this up, because I'm not a tattoo girl, and I've been wanting or thinking about getting a tattoo.
Okay.
And I wanted to... No, not here. No. But I have so many scars on my wrists, and I guess it's like a reminder every, like, literally I could be driving and I see my wrist, and like it's a reminder of like pain, and it's a reminder of depression every single time, right? And so, and like, you know what, I need to do something to like cover it in a way, that way I don't always have this constant reminder. And then I was like, wait, like, it is who I am. It's a part of me, right? And it's like, are those
from your accident or from your...
I have scars from this left wrist is just so fucked from my car accident, as well as from like self-harm. Like,
from self-harm.
Yeah, that started in middle school. Right. And I have so many scars, and I scar really badly. So scars just from literally depression and pain. Mm-hmm. And then when I had my car accident, I always drive with my left hand on the steering wheel, and when the airbag deployed, I got second-degree burns on my wrist and my arms and my leg, but whatever. So my wrist has like a lot of permanent scars.
Okay.
And it's just like a constant reminder every time I see that, and I have to think about it. So that's what I mean by, if you're anything like me and it's something chronic, you have to like understand you live with it. Right. And it's like living with grief or loss. Mm-hmm. It comes and goes in waves. It's like you're never going to get over. It's going to be there, but you have to learn the mechanisms to get through it, and just know like there's going to be a great period of my life once I'm done with this this pit I'm in.
Yeah, this little pit.
Yes,
I'm in,
like, so that's the mentality I have, is like, I know when I get in that place, number one, I communicate about it, and that's what you're doing, which is like amazing, because I'll give you so many things and fun things to do that will help you like get out of it, or help you start kind of learning like, hey, I can trick my body and my brain into knowing that there's more to life than this. And we'll get through it. Like, don't.
No, yeah.
It's okay.
I know. I think like with therapy, I've done therapy for anxiety, right? And like, I've learned mechanisms for anxiety to help. But like, I've never gone to therapy for depression, because I was like, oh, I'm not depressed. Like,
in denial.
I was in denial of depression, even though my mom has depression. I never really thought that I would get it. But then now that I'm older, I'm like, okay, yeah, this is something that I do get. But yeah, I mean, I know I'll get through it. I just wanted to, share it with everyone and say, like, if you're going through it, you're not alone. And I know, like, for some reason, it's been hard on a lot of people the last few months. Like, I feel like I don't know if it's the retrograde thing, whatever you believe in, but I know the last few months have been crazy for a lot of people. There's a lot of new changes, and that always can be a little scary, right? But we're all going through it. And I actually love that tattoo idea. I think you should do it.
Really?
I think you should get something small, like a word that makes you feel powerful and connected to that. So, like, every time you do look at your scars, like it could be like that, something like you made it through, like, something like like a word that reminds you, like, they're there and they're a part of me, but like I made it through that hard
Yeah.
time. I feel like that sometimes it's so easy to get overwhelmed and to not think about all the, for me personally, like it's really easy to like be blinded and not remember any by all the dark stuff that I don't see all the good stuff, right? So I feel like words for me are really important. Like I have words in different areas because then I'm like, when I look at it, okay, like it reminds me, because sometimes you forget because there's so much darkness and so much cloud and like overwhelmness, like, and it just, those words and things just remind you of like, you know, that you've made it through or that you can get ahead or whatever. So I think that you don't have to get anything big, but like just something small that like for you, it reminds you of.
Yeah, I've always wanted to. I'm just so against like tattoos. I don't want any tattoos on my body, but that's just crazy that we're talking about this because just 2 days ago I was in the car and I was like, I really need to.
But it has to be something that's like a word that's really meaningful, not like, oh, you just, like, it's got to be like something that really means something. If you're going to get I feel like nowadays, like for me, like if I'm going to get a tattoo, it's because it's really going to mean something, right?
Yeah.
Like it's really going to.
I don't know how to embody that in one word. No, I don't know. True. Like I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, one day I will. One day, I'm sure.
You don't have to do it soon, but I'm just saying I can totally. Or you could even do like a bracelet or something that has the word. Right? You don't even have to be as crazy as like a fucking tattoo, right? You know, please don't think I'm like trying to get you to get a tattoo.
No.
But I think
I've
that's
always
a great
wanted
idea, something like that.
Yeah.
Or even like a ring that you could get it engraved or something that you wear on that hand to like remind you, like when you're driving. Sometimes when you are driving alone, you know, you're thinking a lot by yourself. Like I do. I like think or whatever. So if you look down and you see that, you can kind of like.
I've always wanted birds or like, when I was super, super, super depressed, when I was probably like 13, 14, my like childhood bedroom, I painted birds. Like, this is so cheesy now that I talk about it, but it was cute back when I was doing it. I painted these birds like flying on my wall, flying outside the window, you know, like
so
on the
cute.
wall.
Yeah.
And it was like me, like I was just so like in such a dark, depressed place. And I was like, I literally just want to be a bird and like fly away because I hated life. I wanted to die like so badly. And I painted these birds going outside of my window. And so I was like, I just want to turn into a bird. I can't explain it. But maybe a bird or something would be cute.
That's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy when you're in that place. I think, too, I feel like for me, like, especially when I have my really dark moments, like, I do think, like, we all have so much pain, but, like, I think something that keeps me, like, grounded is, like, or not even grounded, like, I guess, like, who I am. I feel like I'm a very selfless person, like, so I think a lot about the pain. Like, I know I'm suffering, but I can't imagine putting pain in other people. Like, I think about, like, if I was to harm myself and I was not, and something would happen to me here, I would not ever want to cause that pain to my mom, to my dad, to Chris. Like, leaving them here on earth alone and leaving them with that pain to me feels so selfish. Like, to do something to myself so that my pain goes away, but then give all these other people this pain, I could not. I personally I feel like, because I've thought about it, I'm like, I don't, no matter how hard it is for me, like, I can't put these other people through pain. And I know that's a very, not everyone thinks that way, right? Because when they're going through that much pain, they just want to end it.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is you're actually in a very healthy mindset then.
Yeah.
Because when you're in the lowest of lows, that's not my mentality. My mentality is like, they don't understand the suffering I'm going through. They don't understand what's going through my head. And I hope anyone who has lost someone through, someone taking their life, I hope they understand that it's not a selfish act. I hope they were to take it as that person is now no longer in that deep suffering. Like, it is just, for me, it was like, I want to be in heaven. Like, I would want to be in heaven. I want to be in a happy place, because what I'm going through here is like, I can't take it anymore. Literally, my body, my brain, I cannot take it. And of course, like, you think about your loved ones. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I love my sister and my family, like, so much, but I can't take it. I cannot physically do mm-hmm. it. I can't do it anymore. And it's not something that is selfish. And I've always heard people say that, and that will never, I think that person, like, doesn't understand terrible mental suffering. Like, I mean, it's insane. It's insane. It's like, you literally are going insane. I've been there to where I'm literally going insane. And it's a terrible place to be. But,
yeah, because I can understand, and I know what you're talking about. And especially, like, yeah, I do empathize with, like, people who have lost someone due to that. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't think, and that's, I guess selfish is not the right word, but I don't think they were, like, trying to cause anyone harm, right? But they just mm-hmm. they're just trying to end their suffering. Mm-hmm. But for me personally, like, I guess no matter how low I've been, like, even at my lowest point 2 years ago, I was like, I cannot fathom the pain that I would leave my mom with if I was to end it all. Like, mm-hmm. my mom would suffer so greatly that I would rather deal with the pain. But I guess for me, it's like, I'm prepared to face the pain. I think sometimes, like you said, the pain is so great mm-hmm. that a lot of people don't see the light at the end of the tunnel. I feel like I was like, I was hopeful.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
And I feel like I'm always hopeful.
Yeah.
But I can also see when people are they're not hopeful, or they don't see that light at the end of the tunnel. Mm-hmm. So it's better for them to make that decision. Right. So I understand it. And that's why I'm like, I don't think selfish is the right word, but for me, it was, I felt hope, and I'm like, I cannot do this and cause my loved one so much pain.
Because you knew you had a purpose. You right. knew you have a purpose on this world, in right. this earth. On this earth, you have a purpose and a role to your mom, right? To right. your sisters, to your dad, to Chris. And that's a great mindset to stay in, and stay in that mindset, because what I'm saying is there's a point where some people they don't.
Okay.
They don't.
Yeah.
Like,
mm-hmm.
your suffering overtakes all of the people that love you in your life, because they'll never understand what you're going through personally. And I guess the reason why I'm saying all this is because...
No, and I'm glad, because this is a pretty deep conversation.
Very deep conversation, but a lot of people have told me that. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm saying this. And it made me realize people don't understand what true insane pain is and suffering. Because I guess the second time I was hospitalized, and at that point, like, that was when I was institutionalized. And when I woke up, I remember my mom, who's very religious, mm-hmm. Told me, and I don't know the exact words, but I just remember her saying, "How could you be so selfish?" And I was like, do you not understand? This isn't, like, I'm not selfish. I love you so much, but you're not living my life. You don't understand the pain that I'm feeling. I can't help it. I can't even put it into words. And you can't put it into words unless you've been through it. But I just remember looking at her like, you think I'm selfish? I'm not selfish. I love you so much. I want to stay here. I can't do it anymore. I can't. Mm-hmm. I literally can't do it. And no one will understand that unless you're in my brain, you're in my shoes, you've been there before. Right. You can't put it into words. Like, I am so happy to be here, and I shouldn't be here. I literally shouldn't be living, but I'm happy to be here now, and I'm out of that headspace, thank God. But looking back on it, when my mom told me, like, you're selfish for doing that, for thinking those thoughts, for wanting to do this to your family. It's like, it's not about my family. In that moment, unfortunately, it wasn't about my family. It was about me.
Right.
And I felt like I wasn't good to be here. And I wasn't good to anyone else because I was, like, just, like, toxic, like, dying on the inside. How am I good to anyone that way, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I never understood that, like, why. And now, I think my mom kind of understands it now because she sees that it's not something I can't help it. I literally cannot help it. Trust me, I've tried to understand. That's why I'm telling you, don't overthink that, because it's something that we just live with. It's not something that you can just, like, magically wish away. I wish I could, but you have to live with it every day. But you're gonna have great periods in the future coming, and you just have to think about that. It's hard, but that's what you have to look forward to. And it's okay to ride the wave. Feel it. It's okay to be depressed. It is okay to feel that way. And that's another thing, like, don't let people tell you, like, you know, being in a Mexican family.
I was about to say.
Oh my God. Depression is non-existent.
Not a thing. Like, 2 years ago when I was going through that, no one knew I was going through that.
What do you mean you're depressed?
Yeah, like, no one knew the severity of it. And I feel like right now, thankfully, I'm not the severity that I was 2 years ago.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank God, because that was really low. And I will say there were more points in that time where I didn't really think about other people, and I thought about more of, like, my pain. But I guess and right now that you're saying all that, I was thinking, I'm like, why did the word selfish come to my mind?
No, it's okay.
No.
It's okay, because it is true.
But this is why it came to mind. So one of my dad's friends committed suicide about 4 or 5 months ago, and I was there. Well, I wasn't there in the room or anything, but I was there when my dad got the call. And I remember my dad's reaction was, that is so selfish. And when my dad said that, I was like, it took me back, because I was like, he has no idea what I've gone through. And then it made me feel like, am I being selfish? Like, when I'm going through this? Because what if that was his friend who just committed suicide, and my dad's saying that's selfish. And I'm like, is that what my dad would have thought of me? You know, like, that I'm being selfish to do that. So I guess right now that I'm going through it, I do think my dad's voice comes in my head, like, if I do something, you're being selfish to your parents, to me. And so I think that's where I'm like, that word came, and I'm like, when I'm feeling low, I think about them more now because of what my dad said to me. Because for them, it is like, they don't understand.
It is. And okay, if we talk about the word selfish, it is, because I'm only thinking about me. But I'm not. I am thinking about, you know how hard it is to get to the point where you're like,
to that point.
Yes.
It takes a lot. It's not like from one day to another. It takes a lot.
Yeah, like, obviously, like, I love my sister more than life, you know, and, like, love, like, more than life, love my dad. And of course you think about those people, but think about the pain that person's going through. For them to get to that point, to actually commit that act, it's like, I guess selfish isn't the right word. I know they were only thinking about themselves. Just know they were thinking about you, but their pain triumphs that. And you just have to twist your mindset to think, like, God, okay, that person was truly suffering. And they're not in pain anymore. So if you've had a loved one who's been there, I hope hearing it from the other perspective can help someone think, okay, let me take a step back, because they were going through hell and back. I guess they were going through hell. Like,
and you can't blame yourself for not knowing, I will say that, because that pain is silent sometimes. Like, you don't.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
You know, it's silent, and I feel like a lot of people are like, well, why didn't they say anything to me? Or we go back to, like, where were the signs? It's like, he was laughing, yesterday, and I'm like, just because I laughed earlier doesn't mean the pain's gone away. Like, it's there, you know? So I feel like only people who have experienced depression really know what that pain is like.
100%.
So,
yeah, it's really tough.
Yeah.
But we're here.
We're here.
I'm here, we're here. And I know, like, it's life is good. It's good to, you know, that's when I started horseback riding, and I'm like a broken record, but you just have to like look at the little things in life and just realize like I'm blessed and I'm happy. I am happy.
Yeah.
Like, I am happy. You are happy. I know you're a happy person. You have a beautiful life. We deal with depression, but you're going to get through it. It's just it comes in waves, and you have a beautiful family, and keep that mentality. Keep that mentality, and you have a lot to live for, and you have a beautiful family who loves you, friends who love you. So, but it's also okay to be there. Yeah. It's okay. Yeah. It is okay.
To end this very deep conversation, did you happen to see, I wanted to get your input because you're talking about horses, because this video came up again, and I was like, okay, I need to book horseback riding lessons, but you know that they use horses for therapy? For like emotional
yeah. Well, that's what I mean by
not riding.
Therapeutic. Yeah, I mean,
but they say that the horses take your energy. Isn't that bad too, though?
No.
Like they take that bad energy?
No, well, that's a good thing. They're taking away your bad energy, but horses can actually hear your heartbeat. Like, they are so intuitive, and I can't, so it's something I can't put into words, because it's like they're just a soul animal. Like, you can just tell they understand what you're going through. I can't explain it. It sounds so cheesy, but
no.
People who love horses would understand and know what I'm talking about. But riding a horse, they feel the energy in your body. If you're scared, they're going to be scared. If you're very confident, they are going to be confident, right? Like they're going to know you're a confident rider. Horses, I would go to the barn prior to riding and after the riding, and I'd literally just stay with the horses and like groom the horses, hang out with the horses, and it's a beautiful thing. Horses are so therapeutic. That's what I mean by telling you that. And I do watch a lot of horse therapy. There's a woman, and I can't think of her name, but she's on TikTok, and she does horse therapy, but it's in the woods, and she has like all her horses, and they are specifically trained for therapy. And she has you lay on a table and meditate, and she'll help you through like guided meditation, and the horses literally like will crowd around you and like rest their head on you. And
oh my god,
it is, I
feel like I would just bawl my eyes out.
Yeah, I do want to try that at some point, but yeah.
Well, the video I saw, the horse is standing, and this woman is standing like against, like this is the horse's face, and the horse is pushing against her, and she's pushing against it, and she's like sobbing. And there's obviously like a person there who works with the horses, like basically guiding her to let it all out. And then there's like another person, and I'm like, wait, they're giving all this bad energy to the horse. How does the horse release the bad energy now? No. But I guess it's just like, I don't know what it happens, but I was like, this is crazy. I'm like, I need to do this. I'm going to look Texas horse therapy, because I was like, that's crazy. And I do believe it with horses, right? I like the way they can sense you and everything. And not to think about, my dad and his horse are like this. And it's like, I'm grateful he has that, because I feel like that, we've always said it, like jokingly, that's his son, but I think that's a part of him, right? Oh, yeah. So yeah, no, I just had to bring the horse thing up, because you said, I do want to do things more like that, because it is, I need to do a hobby that, like, even though it's like challenging, I probably have to drive and have to pay, but like I need to do something that's really going to fill my cup, that has nothing to do with Moss and my filming, and like, because now even my running is therapy, but like I'm filming it because I have to post, and like so I need to do something that's like out of this world that I live, and do something like that.
100%.
So, yeah.
Oh, we'll talk, and we'll figure it out together.
Yeah. Okay, but
I'm
anyways,
here with your sister.
We're going on Patreon to talk about our favorite makeup products. If y'all want to join us there.
Yeah. Come over to Patreon.
It's not going to be so upsetting there. I'm so sorry.
No.
I hope you guys
and I know people will appreciate it.
Yeah.
I know there are other people that struggle with the same thing, and that's why I'm like, it's so good to talk about it. And I used to be so embarrassed about it, and here I am talking about it through a microphone, but again, it's going to help one person that hears this and listens and can listen, and we'll come and report back.
Oh yeah, I'm going to report back once I'm like, on the meds too, to give I really want to do like not a detailed review on here. I'll probably do on TikTok like the differences between the two medications to see which one, because if that's something that people are interested in, to kind of give like based on like what I've experienced, which one I feel like helped me the most. But yeah, I'll come up here and report on you guys here forward. I feel like it's hard to say I'm depressed when you're not doing anything, because you're like, you don't want people to be disappointed in you. But now I'm like, okay, look, I'm working through it, and I'm gonna keep you guys updated, and I'm gonna keep myself accountable through this. So it's
the right people will never be disappointed in you. Don't worry about that. It's okay. We're gonna get through it. Okay. Yes. I'm here. I got you.
Thank you, Phil. All right, we're gonna go on Patreon now. So make sure if you want to see our top 5 makeup products, which I'm actually really excited about, go on Patreon. We're gonna talk about it because we've had a lot of questions on it. So thank you guys so much for listening today. I know it was a little bit longer, a little bit more of a serious topic, but that's what we're here for, to give you guys insight on our actual life. So
just a girl. We are literally just a girl.
All right, guys. We'll see you guys next week.
Bye.
I'm literally just a girl.